Hi, I'm Capitals, and I've been working on a video game over the last month. This is for a challenge that I invented called the Alphabet Challenge. And this is the first devlog in the challenge for the A game, Archaeology Rush. Before I get into what I've been working on, I should also just explain what Archaeology Rush is. It's a couch co-op puzzle platformer where you and up to 4 friends work together to discover an Egyptian tomb. You'll race to escape each room, letting you delve further into the tomb. But as well as competing, you also need to work together to escape. And only one superstar archaeologist will be able to discover any secrets first. So, where do we start in development? Sounds like a really simple idea, but there are so many components which come into a game. Like player controls, treasure art, inventory systems, levels, puzzles, start screen, end screen, 4 characters, ranking, audio, doors, switches, UI, input systems. And in this devlog, we'll get to all of that. But the first destination for this project is our character. To do that, we're going to need a map to walk around. Just to start, we'll be working in Godot for this and any upcoming projects in this challenge. And I don't think I need to explain why. Usefully, Godot has an inbuilt tiling system, so all we need to do now is some art to form the basis of that map. First, I started by getting into Sprite and started drawing, and realised that I didn't really have any requirements for the art at this point. I went to grab an existing tile map. I have the same problem for the character too, so I searched on itch.io and found a 2D character pack, which also includes a tile map. I'll also, just as a note, add any links for any resources into the description of each devlog. So I loaded this into Godot and started to set up the tiles and started to paint the map. Then, once I'd done that, I loaded in and realised I had no collision. So I went in, added collision to the map, and retested in success. And now I need a player to control. Character controllers are a real weak spot for me. When I develop normally, I spend time working on systems that don't need much fine controls or physics. However, as a rule for each game of this challenge, I have to develop some piece of code, feature, or a tool which will be portable to any future entry in the challenge. That is the aim for this character controller in this game. And all the character needs to have for a first playable is a run, an idle, and a jump. And to achieve this, I made a player controller class inheriting from a character body 2D and added my 3 player states: idle, jumping, and running. And then each state then had a map to an animation it can play. And then when the jump button was pressed, if we're on the floor, then we should add our jump velocity to our Y velocity. And that's what we're doing here, which worked. And then for left and right, moving left and right, we then take the left and right buttons as an axis and multiplied our walk velocity to it. Then I added that to our X velocity, and remembering to flip the sprite based on the direction, otherwise we're moonwalking our way through the level. And once I've done that, we had our basic first playable player character controller. Once we had one character, we then needed 4, and every number in between, because it's a 4-player couch co-op game. So one of the things I really wanted to do was split screen. Now, from some Googling, I learned that Godot's viewports allow us to be able to achieve a more traditional split screen layout, which is what I wanted. So I added 4 characters to our main level, then set up 4 viewports with 4 cameras. And then each camera included a script which links a player character node. And then in the first viewport, I added in the main game node, which includes our map. And then on Godot, you can combine the world 2Ds, basically set the world 2Ds of the main world 2D for any viewport you're going to make, and then everybody's looking at the same thing. This makes each character see the first world instead of their own. Once we had all these components, I managed to get split screen working. So that's it for this month. It was a lot of just building blocks and small foundational additions to the game. However, something that was clear from the pace of development is that I would likely take me at least 3 months to get close to finishing the game. The aim for next month is to try and get some maps in and to try and get it in front of people. And if you follow me on Instagram, Capitals Creation, and the link will be in the description, you can see weekly posts showing the changes of the game and actually showing new maps and things come in. But yeah, so now to get on the next month of changes. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.